All right, welcome back, party people, to Slurpathon 10, raising money for Extra Life and the Children's Miracle Network Hospitals. We are coming up here with Astra and the new Constellation, being run by seckswrecks. So, let's get on into it.
Hi, yes, I'm seckswrecks. You may remember me from such Slurpathon speedruns as Hylix 2 and Bobo Robot. That's the other one I've done for Slurpathon. I can remember and ruin my Troy McClure bit. Anyway, I'll have enough time to explain what's going on while I'm playing, so I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Yes, I'm sure I'm going to start a new game in 3, 2, 1, and we're off. Okay, so there was a beautiful poem there that we had to skip, unfortunately, explaining that Astra is the runt of her litter and has taken it upon herself to leave her constellation and find a home where she can feel comfortable and welcome. And that's what we're off to do. So, as you can see, it's pretty quick-paced 2D platforming with this kind of Mega Man-esque slide move. And what you saw me trying to do there for like 5 minutes is if you bonk into a wall, there's a few frames of time where you've left the ground, but you still have your coyote time, and you can jump and get a little extra height and get over walls that you normally wouldn't be able to. So now we're on to level 2, hazardous materials. No, we didn't start playing Half-Life 1, but there are going to be some saw blades and satellites. That's what those things are. I can think.
Golden
So what you see...
how to be a little star. No, sorry. Half-Life mentioned.
Yeah. So you see I have the orbits turned on for those satellites. That's one of the accessibility options that's available in this game. Which is $4.89 on Steam, and I'm saying that because I am actually the publisher of this game. I didn't develop it, I just published it.
Holy crap. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's a fun little venture I've gotten myself into this year. Anyway, on to level 3, where we've got some springs. Thankfully, these don't work like Mario springs. You just have to hit them and you get your full height out of them. If you plummet into the springs, you get a bigger bounce, like that.
Man, I don't know if it's the visual style of it, but this game is giving me big, like, vibes of, like, Mr. Gimmick.
Oh, yeah.
It's definitely a good thing.
Yes, yes. I can definitely see the Mr. Gimmick comparisons. A lot of people compare the visuals to Ristar. I think that's just because you play as a star.
Fair, yeah. Oh, man. Oh, I guess while we're bouncing on springs, I'll let the people know that we are, of course, raising money for Children's Miracle Networks hospitals via Extra Life, which brings thousands of gamers together every year for, you know, tabletop stuff and gaming marathons and whatnot. They give all the money to the hospitals. In our case, it's the Alberta Children's Hospital. And it's all unrestricted funds. They can use it as they see fit. They don't have to just put all their money into getting really specific things, which is kind of an issue with medical charity and stuff like that. Funds being restricted can really hurt how useful they can be. Exactly. So and we've got a lot of great incentives and bid wars and stuff open. So yeah, we're still looking to secure a starter for the Pokemon Puzzle League, and that's up next. So if you are going to do, you know, the noble work of making Bulbasaur that starter, now is the time. Get your donations in. We're also real close to the Swag Chain showcase. Need about 21 bucks to fulfill that. I still have not been informed what a swag chain is, but I want to find out. And the only way we can do that is by meeting that incentive, so let's get those donations in. We also have donations open for AM2R later tonight. The baby following as a goal, and then a bid war for which color. So if you want to pick what color Samus is going to be, the time would be anytime between now and the end of the Street Fighter 2 run. But that's that's open. So if you're ready for donations, or if you're looking to donate anything, that's the way to do it. And otherwise, I'm gonna just throw it back to you because it looks like we're on a different stage now.
Yeah, we've got, this is the alliterative lava level. Might be a nod to a Mario level or two. We've got a little, like, layer 2 sort of action, if you're familiar with SMW. I managed to do my bonk jump in one there. I just want to say I've helped out with a number of Extra Life streams over the years. Slurpathon before, a few other ones, and it's always been a blast.
Yeah, they definitely do good work, that's for sure.
Yes. Here's the solar delivery service where the springs get like really complicated. And this is like my least favorite section of the entire game where there's these springs right underneath these saw blades. Taking it real slow. Poop.
Those orbits as a accessibility option is that's a really neat idea.
Yeah, there's a few more. There's a cozy mode, as it's called, that takes a lot of the hazards out of the stages to make it a little easier to get through.
That's cool.
Just... oh, crud. So here's another kind of puzzle mechanic where every time I ground pound, I will toggle these star blocks. Gotta be careful not to toggle them while you're inside them.
So the aspect ratio is like square?
Yeah, so this is
like
a game...
Game Boy nod type of thing, or?
So this is made in what's called Pico 8, which is kind of like a Game Boy nod. It's referred to as a fantasy console. You can kind of think of it as an 8-bit computer that never existed, and I'm running like an emulator for that computer that never existed.
Huh.
And it's so you get 128 by 128 pixels to work with, 8 colors on screen at any time, limited cartridge. Everything is stored in what they refer to as a cartridge, so you have limited space in each of those files. So this is actually a 16-cart multi-cart game, one of the biggest Pico 8 games that exists, as far as I know.
That's awesome. That's a really cool like idea for kind of development.
Yeah, it's kind of that idea that like giving yourself kind of restrictions can help push the creativity in certain ways. And all the music and sound effects are all like, you know, being generated on the fly and programmed like an old console would be.
Awesome. That's really cool. Yeah, it's crazy with kind of emulation at the state it's in. There are there are titles being, produced and published for, like, I mean, systems like this where it didn't exist, or ones that were really like niche and stuff like that. There's an indie game I played a few years ago that was really impressive, that was running on an MSX emulator. Because it's just what the dev had grown up with was MSX, and he started making the game when he was a kid with an MSX in like the 90s, and just kept working on it for like 20 years or something.
Yeah, I just checked out a brand new Game Boy Color game that the name is escaping me. I saw someone in chat mention Celeste. Yes, the original version of Celeste was made in Pico 8. as like it was a 3-day game jam game that came out in 2015 that me speedrunning Celeste is basic. I did know what Pico 8 was beforehand, but I wasn't as involved in the scene until I started speedrunning the original Celeste.
That's extremely cool. So there's generally a specific kind of niche scene for Pico 8 games.
Yeah, there's a site that you can the site for Pico 8 has like a board for sharing your games and stuff. And it's actually really interesting when you can save your game, and since the files are so small, it can hide them inside the cover art. So then you can just share, like, I could post the PNG of the cover art for this on Discord, and like you could download that and load that into the Pico 8 client if you owned it.
That's also awesome. Holy crap.
So there I did a little float at the top of my jump, and that gives you just a tiny bit extra height that let me get to that spring early. Yeah, so the Celeste devs made, everyone's like, oh, Celeste is so good, why isn't there a Celeste 2? Well, there is a Celeste 2, it's just Celeste Classic 2. And then there is a huge modding scene for the original version of Celeste, because all the Pico 8 games are basically open source, so people can just, if you have the Pico 8 client, you can just, when you have the cartridge in, you can just edit the code on the fly and then hit run, and all your changes will be made. And Noel Berry, one of the core developers, made a mod of the original called Oldest, based on a big community in-joke that the Celeste Classic protagonist was the granny from Retail Celeste. Noel decided it would be funny to make you play as like the actual granny that like moves super slow and has limited jumps and stuff. I made a Celeste Classic mod way back in the day. I call it Celeste Got to Go Fast, where every berry you pick up increases your movement speed and jump height, and it gets really out of hand towards the end of it.
That tracks.
There's another bonk jump to get, kind of skip over a good part of this level. Start combining more of the mechanics. We've got, the items on rails with springs and saw blades with the toggleable star blocks. Yeah, that's one of the things that this being on 16 separate cartridges, so each of the 15 levels is its own cartridge. There's more space for mixing, since you couldn't have all of the mechanics in this game because it's just too much code to fit in one cartridge. But you can mix and match in these ones, and so here we have the obligatory escape level where we're running away from this black hole, and I jump directly into a meteor.
Okay, I have to ask, has anyone ever written a comic that was like a multi-cart Pico 8 game, and like instead of storing the data on the cover art, you used like a comic to store it? Because I feel like
that would be cool.
That'd be a neat idea.
Definitely put that one in my back pocket.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, it looks like we actually have a donation.
Ooh.
Yes, there is. Pizza Wizard donated $10 and said, $10 from the Pizza Wizard. This is a totally real live donation and not money passed. Sparko, passed on to Sparko for in real life. Please put this to the next unmet incentive. I don't know why that's how the Pizza Wizard sounds. Also, the
Don't
effect
question
on
the
that
pizza
black
wizard.
hole.
Why would you ever
That's
question a pizza wizard?
Exactly.
I've been planning on ordering a celebratory pizza after this run, like, all day.
That's a fantastic plan. I forgot that I was going to bring a pizza.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
you don't want to be the person who forgot to bring pizza.
That's okay. Well, I gotta drive up to town later. I'll just get pizzas then. I gotta say the visuals are really exceptional in this game too. Like the sprite work is obviously really like adorable and concise and readable, but also like the effect on that black hole was so cool.
Oh yeah. And this was all a solo dev over the course of about 3 years, I believe.
Wow.
And we're just coming up on the very end of the game here, and that's time. Wow, only 7 seconds over estimate. I was expecting worse.
GG. We'll have
Thank
to make
you.
that 7 seconds back somehow. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know how we'll make that 7 seconds back. So there you can see Travis Antosh, aka Rare Like a Unicorn. You might recognize him from speedruns here and there. Some of these other names in QA and testing you might also recognize as speedrunners. Special thanks,
awesome.
seckswrecks. That's weird.
Special thanking the publisher.
Yeah, I have a publisher credit. I have my playtester credit under my real name, Murphy Pyan, and then I have a special thanks as my username. So I'm in these credits 3 times, and there's like 15 names.
That's awesome. That was really impressive. I mean, it's always I gotta say, seckswrecks, you always bring something new and awesome to Slurpathon. So we appreciate you.
Yeah, and Slurpathon is always a great time. I love the vibes here. I love all the people who keep coming back every year and doing Slurpathon stuff. My PB is like 11 something. I'd have to look it up to tell you. Yeah, so everyone just, thanks for hanging out. Thanks for donating. Thanks for being awesome.
Yeah, GG's. And that's it for my first hosting shift. I'll be back. Back as a runner tonight with the Sekiro co-op bingo randomizer. But now I am gonna hand it off to one of the Slurpathon MVPs of all time, Sparko. So stay tuned. Pokemon is up next. It's your last chance to get Bulbasaur in his correct place atop the pedestal of characters that we're playing. And then we got till the end of the run to finish that, to finish up that swag chain incentive. So let's get on it. And thanks again, seckswrecks.
Yes.
Be right
thanks.
back.